Welcome to this episode of the Sports Detective Podcast Show. My name is James Williams, and today Zion Williamson is now skinny. What are we talking about? Well, this past week we had NBA Media Days, and the most eye-popping thing to come out of those NBA Media Days was Zion Williamson's apparent body transformation. I will now put on your guys' screen a picture of Zion Williamson that was going mega viral this week. As you guys can clearly see, this is a before and after picture. The top part of your screen is Zion Williamson from 2024, and the bottom part is a picture of Zion Williamson from just a few days ago. And you guys can clearly see from this picture, there's just a noticeable difference. Just look at his face. His face looks so much more trim. It looks so much more slim. You can tell that he has clearly adjusted his diet and his exercise program over this offseason. He was even talking to the media too, and he was saying like, hey, this is the best I've ever felt about my body in my game since college. And I think, most people were kind of reacting to this and being very positive. It was like, hey, he's finally figured it out. He's finally figured it out. This is the Zion that we've been waiting for. This is the reason that everyone was going crazy in the 2019 lottery, and that why everyone really wanted to get him on their basketball team and be the face of their franchise, is because we knew this was in him. Well, former NBA player and current podcast host of the show Club 520, Jeff Teague, has a little bit more of a cynical view or take of why Zion Williamson decided to do his body transformation specifically this offseason. So let's go ahead and listen to Jeff Teague, because I think this is incredibly fascinating, his perspective on this.
I feel good.
It's probably the dumbest press conference I ever heard in my life. All this stuff is because of you. You choose to eat, be out of shape, all that. Now all of a sudden it's a contract year probably. Or he looking for an extension. All of a sudden he in shape. And they believe in me. Fool, they gave you a max deal. They been believed in you.
Yeah.
But they had to put all them options on there because you ain't believe in you. Like, that's dumb as hell. That press conference dumb.
He said, hey, they embraced me. It meant a lot.
When they
So we like
embraced
it
you
now.
when they first got here, what are you talking about?
Yeah, he was playing with the church's money for shit show.
You the one was out of shape.
Yeah, we have been talking about his shape for like too long.
Come on, bro. And you decided to like lock in and do what pro athletes do. Take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Like I ain't, man, hell no. I'm off that. I ain't a fan.
Bro,
no
we
more.
have been talking about this for like 3-4 years.
Yeah, I'm
bro.
not a fan, bro.
Hey,
You are a professional basketball player, bro.
What?
Be
You
him.
get paid damn near $40 million a year
Yeah.
to be in shape.
That's
And I
all
ain't
you
even
have
trying to
do.
sound like an old head. It's just that like you do
It's
a
true.
press conference and say, yeah, I feel the best I ever felt since college.
Yeah.
Like, you choose to feel that way. You could have been like this for 3 years.
That's a fact.
Yeah, he could have.
And I ain't hating. I mean, shit, get all the bread you can.
And
If they
that
wanna
caused
pay
a
you
lot
while
of
you
his
fat.
injuries, too. That's why it's kind of crazy to hear him say that, because he caused a lot of harm on his body by being out of shape.
Come
So,
on, bro. You was the one damn near 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Guys, this is why Jeff Teague has one of the best player podcasts, because you could tell just by listening to him there, he's like, he doesn't even know Zion Williamson's current contract. He doesn't know if he's got 1 year left on his deal. He doesn't know if he's got 2 years left on his deal. He doesn't know if he has 3 years left on his deal. He's just sitting there using his experience as a former player, being like, something smells fishy here. I've seen this before. I have seen guys all of a sudden show up to training camp and talk to the media and be like, I'm in the best shape of my life. I haven't felt this since blah, blah year. I haven't felt this since college. I haven't felt this since I was 22 years old. I feel great. My body, my knees feel fine. My hips feel fine. My hamstring feels fine. My shoulders feel fine. I feel amazing. You guys want to hear about my new diet and exercise program, and you want to maybe write an article about it? Jeff Teague smelled that from a mile away. And that's why people love Jeff Teague, man. Like, he's like, this is just fishy. This is just fishy. He had no idea. He had no idea what was left on Zion Williamson's contract. And silly old me, I was looking at the thin Zion pictures. I was listening to him talk about how he was, finally felt like he was in the best shape he's been since he was at Duke, and he finally had joy to play basketball again. I'm like, yes, Zion's figured it out. The first few years of his career, that was fat Zion. Now we're going to have slim, trim, lean basketball machine Zion for the rest of his 20s and hopefully into his early 30s, mid 30s, late 30s, whatever. For a long time, Zion Williamson is going to be lean, trim, and a basketball machine, and hopefully be on the basketball court, because that's what I want to see as a basketball fan. But Jeff Teague, that little he smelled something there, and he was definitely onto something. So if you guys are skeptical of like, hey, actually no, Zion Williamson, he's 25 years old now, he's figured it out, guys. Like, what Jeff Teague is wrong here. He's got some bias towards Zion or yada, 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 yada. Think of whatever other reason you might think that Jeff Teague is wrong about this. Well, Zion Williamson has 3 years left on his deal. And you guys might be saying with that, hey, he's got 3 years left on his deal. Like, he's not, like, it's not like he's going to be a free agent next summer. Like, there's no incentive. If Jeff Teague is right, he could just be fat for another 2 years, then get skinny 2 years from now, play amazing, and then get that contract extension, or then go somewhere else in free agency and get a whole other bag of money, right? Well, I don't know if you guys remember this, but when Zion Williamson signed his extension with the New Orleans Pelicans, it was not a fully guaranteed deal. It was a deal that had a lot of, to get his money, he had to fulfill a certain set of requirements, stuff like games played. I believe there was weight clauses in that contract. And Molly Morrison, who works for Bleacher Report, she did an excellent, how long is this video? A 1:30 video about Zion Williamson's contract. And as she's going to break down all of the details in his contract here, or at least what's left in his contract, I think then the picture becomes a lot more clear of why Zion Williamson decided to become skinny this year specifically, not 2 years ago, not last year, but this year specifically. So let's go ahead and watch this video. And I think this will kind of prove that Jeff Teague's suspicions of Zion Williamson's sudden body transformation are correct.
There's so much talk about Zion's body, but did you know that his NBA contract literally depends on how much he weighs? Here's the deal. After missing the entire 2021-22 season, Zion signed a 5-year maximum extension with the Pelicans. But because of concerns about his health and conditioning, it wasn't a typical max contract. The first 2 years were fully guaranteed. If he'd met weight expectations and played a certain amount of games in his second year, which was last year, the remaining 3 years would be fully guaranteed too. But he was only able to play 30 games, which triggered the clause stripping the guarantees on the last 3 years of the deal. Now, each season he has to hit certain checkpoints to get the next season guaranteed. First is the weight clause. 6 times a season, he has to step on a scale and prove that his weight plus body fat percentage isn't over 295. Pass all 6, 20% of his salary for next season becomes guaranteed. Then there's the games played, which was his problem last season. Play 41 games, 40% more becomes guaranteed. 51 games, an additional 20%. 61 games, final 20% locks in. Hit all of those and the entire next season is guaranteed. Think of it like this. He hits all his goals this season, next season's salary is fully locked in. But if he missed the weight goal or too many games, not only would he be making less money, but the Pelicans could literally cut him and owe him little to nothing. So yeah, when people say Zion looks slimmer, it's not just about the basketball. Millions of dollars are literally at stake. Hopefully he balls out this season and gets himself paid.
So as you guys can see there from that video, Zion Williamson's motivations for being skinny, for being the best version of himself, for feeling the best that he's felt since college might not be all about pride, might not be all about getting wins for the New Orleans Pelicans. It's about making sure that he keeps the money that he wants to get out of his current contract. And obviously, too, he wants to get an extension off of this contract, whether that is with New Orleans or if he goes into free agency and then signs a contract with another basketball team. Here's the thing, though. This is an incredibly important year for Zion Williamson. This is a turning point in his career. If you look at his career so far, let's just do games played. 24 games his rookie year. The year after that, 61. The year after that, 0. Then 29. Then 70, and then last year he played 30 games for the New Orleans Pelicans. If you go back to the year that he played 70 games, New Orleans was 49-33. So the 1 year that Zion Williamson is actually healthy in this current contract that he is on, they're a playoff team or they're a borderline playoff team. Like, it kind of just shows you that, David Griffin, he got fired from being the New Orleans GM, but I think the worst thing that David Griffin did is, I think, one, they babied Zion, and two, because they babied Zion, like, this was a roster that was just really well built, or pretty well built, and they were just missing a superstar. They were just missing the superstar to come in and lift them and help them reach their ceiling, and Zion Williamson was just never healthy for that. But if you look up and down this team, they have, like, a lot of players you like. Like, I really like Trey Murphy. I really like Herb Jones. I really like Jordan Hawkins. Like, there is good talent on this basketball team. They got 2 guys in the lottery this year. Like, if Zion Williamson is healthy, I like Willie Green as a head coach. Like, this team should be competing for a play-in spot because Zion Williamson is that good. When he actually plays in his career, he's basically a 25 and like 6 or 7 rebound guy, and he averages about 4 or 5 assists. Like, he is a matchup nightmare. And, people are motivated by different things in life, right? People are motivated by pride. They are afraid of failure. They want success. Some people are motivated by women, and other people are motivated by money. And I think we're going to find out now with the rest of Zion Williamson's career is, hey, and we won't find it out this year, but like, hey, you're skinny this year, you're in shape this year. Okay, what happens after you sign a contract extension with New Orleans? What happens if you go in free agency and you sign a bag with another team? Are you still going to be as motivated fresh off an extension? Are you still going to be motivated when you got however many money guaranteed for the rest of your contract and your contract is fully guaranteed? Are you still going to be as motivated? Or are you only going to get in shape when it's a contract year and it's extension time? I hope that's not the case. I hope Zion Williamson is not that guy. But based off the evidence that we have shown you guys here today with what Jeff Teague was saying, like, I've kind of seen this before. And obviously the details of Zion Williamson's contract, I don't think it's a coincidence that he didn't do this last year. He didn't do it the year before. He didn't do it coming off of the year where he played 0 games. He did it in the year where, hey, if I don't come in shape and pass those 6 weight tests, if I don't play X amount of games this year, I will lose money and I could potentially get cut. And these are supposed to be the richest years potentially of this current contract. And we'll see. I hope he keeps it up, because that was the thing too. I think that was maybe the thing that really tricked me on the Zion thing when I first heard him in the press conference, where he was like, I'm feeling like I was like when I was at Duke. Because, when he was at Duke, he played with so much joy and he played with so much like enthusiasm. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, there was like a play where he went and he like closed out a 3-point shooter and he blocked a shot just from pure verticality. And it was like, oh my God. And I even remember too, Zion Williamson, when he was like leaving Duke to go to the NBA, he was like, I don't want to leave. Like, Duke is awesome. I love playing for Coach K. I kind of just want to keep being a college student. And then he goes to New Orleans, and then his career starts off where he doesn't play until like the end of January, and then he like plays a game where he plays like 14 minutes but he hits like 5 threes in that game. And then after that, he's like turned into this player, if you watch him a lot, where it's like there isn't as much verticality in his game as you thought maybe like when he was coming out. And hopefully the good thing is with his new body transformation, that's the case. And we do get skinny Zion for a long time, but I'm a little worried about it. I'm a little worried he's just doing this for money. And maybe he is going to be one of those guys where it's like, you're left on my contract. All right, this is when we turn it up. This is when we take this stuff seriously. So let me know what you guys think. Is this real? Is this a turning point in Zion Williamson's career where he's going to now start building his Hall of Fame candidacy? Or is he going to be a guy that just really doesn't care about that type of stuff, really doesn't care about team success. He really just cares about making the bag, because I think that's probably a very big motivation of why he's in shape this year. So that's going to do it for this episode here today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this episode, make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. We haven't done a lot of basketball content in a while. I apologize for that, but the offseason has been hella boring. So make sure you guys subscribe. Again, like I said, leave a comment. And we're going to be basketball starting here in a few weeks. We're going to be doing a lot of basketball content once that's the NBA season starts. So if you like this stuff, make sure you subscribe, and we'll keep grinding this stuff out. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.